Hello, this is teddygaming and welcome back to another video. Because in today's one, I'm going to be doing something quite interesting for my channel. Because I'll be doing like a fan cast of who I think should play certain characters or TMT characters in a certain like TMT movie, TV show, anything like that, which I think would be quite interesting. Now I know there's like quite a lot of options out there, I mean, a whole world even. And yeah, so I didn't go. Well, my rules for this fan cast is to go with no one who's actually played the turtle before can come back as a turtle, because if not, I'll be going back to 2003, 2012, like something like that. And I feel like that's a bit unfair to people who could play potential good characters or potential good versions of these characters. And yeah, I'm really interested to see what you guys think of who you think should play certain characters. And yeah, let's get into this one. Let's go. And before we do get started, if you do like this content and want to see more from this channel, please do make sure to subscribe, like, and turn on post notifications. Now let's go on with the video.
Make the plan, execute the plan, expect the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan.
Okay, so for Leonardo, I think it should be Wentworth Miller. Now, this one might be a bit hard to get hold of, just because he doesn't want to play any straight characters anymore. Now, we can get around this by giving Leonardo an actual story arc, you know, just make him buy or gay or something like that. And that could be a new way to get people watching the show, like a bit more diversity for the characters. And will also be the first live action turtle that I've ever seen exploring something like this. Not to mention, I do feel like with the characters that he's played before, such as in Prison Break or Legends of Tomorrow, with his characters being like very tactical, thinking everything out, making a plan, executing the plan, and all that sort of stuff. I feel like this Wentworth Miller would actually bring a lot to the table when doing the character, where I'd make up the plan, do it all like precisely, and that's something we never really get to see with Leonardo, where even though he makes a plan, we don't really get to see what goes into his plan. And with that sort of thinking, I feel like this character, or like Wentworth Miller, could actually, you know, bring a lot to the table and bring a whole new side of Leonardo that we've never seen before.
Stop it! Stop hiding behind your daughters! They would be ashamed of what you're doing right now.
Part of me has always wanted you to see what kind of man I really am.
Okay, so Raphael. Now, I know that I said I wouldn't bring anyone back from who played a turtle, but Stephen Noel didn't really play a turtle, he played Casey Jones, so there's sort of a bit of difference there. Now, the reason why I do think he much better suited a turtle than an actual character like Casey Jones is because he can talk normally, like you normally see in the shows, but you can also give him that rage side. And if you've seen Arrow, then you've seen that he's definitely got that. Not to mention when he goes or as plays the Arrow, he can also change his voice. So I do definitely think there's something there to explore for this character. And not to mention, I feel like this is probably one of the best versions we could get if Snow did a voice in. I don't think there's any real comparison of who could like sort of be like. But I do think he would play a very good one, and you can definitely define the two roles, sort of, you know what I mean. Where you get normal RAPH, and then you get your crazy angry RAPH. And I think he would be able to portray them perfectly.
I once assembled something similar on the planet Neuron, which orbits a black hole, so talk about dark. This shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, so for Donatello, I would say Jess Rath should play him. His most notable role, which really convinced me to put him on this list as Donatello, is Supergirl, where he plays Brainy, who's a computer, or basically a computer genius from the future, and he does a lot of technical stuff and all that show. And I think with this, he could actually bring a few new sides to Donatello, and just let him be himself. Well, I don't know if that's how he acts in real life, but still, he suits the role perfectly well in Supergirl as a smart guy. I don't see any reason why he can't bring that over to another show or franchise. It's perfectly all there, and yeah, I think he would suit the role very nicely, and he's on the CW, so, you know, he's affordable.
Let's see if they keep their secrets downstairs.
Okay, so for Mikey, it's Nadija Jester. I'm pretty sure I said that name wrong, but if you don't know who he is, his most notable role in the past few years was been playing Miles Morales in the Spider-Man games in the PS4 and PS5. And while yes, it might be his voice sounds a bit younger than it probably should, I feel like he could work really well, like showing that he is like definitively the youngest Toll in the crew. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And also has experience with like the combat side with like because Spider-Man is fighting all that. I feel like that could be like a good way of bringing him in as well, because he'd be very good at like mouthing fighting, or voicing fighting without actually being there. Yeah, I've got nothing else to say to that, but I would say Mikey was actually the hardest Toll to choose out of all of them, because you need to try and find that young voice or fun or young kiddie voice. It was really hard, but he was one that really connected to me, or not connected to me, but really sounded like that. And I think he'll be perfect for the role.
Whoa, this looks amazing! Last time I was here, it was a ghost town.
The person I chose is Tara Strong. Now, she has done some very decent, or has done a lot of female characters over the past 20-30 years. You might know her as Raven, Twilight Sparkle from My Little Ponies, who else? Harley Quinn, Batgirl. I'm pretty sure I'm missing out a few other characters, loads of other characters at that, but she's definitely been there. And I feel like she could provide something unique to this character, or just redo a voice from another show or something like that. Well, she's got a lot of voices, so I don't think there's a possibility of what she can provide. Yeah, that's really all I've got to say for her. Is there? No, she just provide a lot of ranges for really.
Look, I wasn't sure what everyone liked, so I brought an assortment. Look, I'm new to the area, but it seems like you picked a pretty busy intersection for that. I'm not sure where you'd set a chopper down.
Okay, so now for Casey Jones, I've chosen playing Profoid. Now, the reason why, and he might not do so well is in live action, but I'm just doing it primarily on the voices, just because I feel like that's what is more important than actual design or the look of the character, because you can always change that in the sequels, whatever it is, but the voices, that's the most important thing for me. And well, let's just say that Casey, I think he should be strong, crazy, and that's basically all you really need. And let's face it, every character or every actor is going to make the person sound strong, but you can't do crazy. And well, let's just say that if you've seen Lethal Weapon, you definitely know that this man can do crazy. Yeah, do I need to say much more than that? This man is beyond scales of help. I mean, I don't know what to say to give a good example, because there's so many examples of him being crazy, and this would just furthermore just explored it. And if he did do live action, he could present like an older Casey and then show that craziness. Wish I could say much more than that, but he seems crazy enough to be Casey.
That you needed to be the Green Arrow, that it completed you.
Okay, so for Splinter, he was actually a really hard character to choose from, or choose, just because you can get loads of characters and have a voice, but and saying the wisdom stuff and all the teaching moments, those are two different things. So to get like that perfect sweet spot of having both is pretty hard. And well, let's just say this, that like you can give any character the lines, but with the voice that comes with it, that's a bit harder. And with most of all the Splinters that I've chosen so far, I feel like they have given them the right, or they have given them the right actor the right role in terms of who they chose to Splinter. But with Splinter, I do find it quite hard to choose, like being able to say, yes, this is definitively Splinter. So with my choice, I went with David Ramsey, who's from Arrow, or his main role from Arrow, where he played John Diggle. He does have that sense of role of doing stuff like that, of giving, like, calming the character down, talking to them, going over stuff like that. Yeah, and I think he can do the role quite well, really.
I ask you, to what end? Dread it? Run from it? Destiny arrives all the same.
Okay, so for Shredder, Yeah, I've sort of chosen Josh Brolin for the character. The reason for it is his deep voice. And well, yeah, I think that's the main reason why. Because the reason why I like 2012 shows so much is the voice. And you know, again, I'll keep going on there and that's it again and again until people realize that it's the voices that count, not the designs of the characters. And 2012 one had the best voice in my opinion. And if I was to go against that and say that you should probably go for someone younger, fitter, something like that to play Shredder, then you'll be correct. But if you're just going on the voice alone, he is perfect with the deep voice. And I mean, Avengers or the Avengers Infinity War and Endgame basically prove that he can do very good roles as villains with that deep voice. And giving it to someone like the Shredder, you'll be able to get a message across that this is a person that you should not mess with, even in his first appearance. I think this will be the perfect role for him, or maybe not the perfect role for him, but the perfect choice for Shredder. And yeah, that's really all that I got for my options. I know that people say differently, say that, oh, you should choose someone younger, you should choose a different person. And I'm really interested in seeing what people have to offer or say in terms of the characters. Because, again, lots of people can choose different things. And I'm really interested to see what one people have chosen. Because some of the actors I've never heard of, and you might have, and you'll pick them and be like, and then afterwards I'll be like, well, yeah, I can see that. So please let me know what you think in the comments below. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. If you do like one, please share, like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo. Bye.